What's up, what's going on guys? Welcome to my channel. So this is part one of the Mark II Titan build or rebuild. So I had to redesign this thing from the inside due to the fact that when I went to run the Mark I, get it to walk forward, after about 10 seconds, I had mentioned earlier in another video that the drive shaft had snapped, the front drive shaft over here, and that was due to poor design on the front legs. So now that I have redesigned all 4 legs to match the rear legs from the Mark I, everything should be all sweet as. So here's a quick video of the Titan walking on its own, only on its hind legs though. I was holding up the front because, like I just mentioned, that the front end had snapped. So take a look. So here is the Mark I. As you can see, the drive shaft has been replaced with a plastic or PLA 3D printed. I'll just slow it down a bit so you can see it and how it moves. So I put this on the back end, or put it on hold for about 5 years as I was working on other things. So this was a quick test to make sure that all the mechanics were working properly. So there was no tail, no head, no armor, no toes, no rider, etc. I will also be incorporating a 2-channel TX and also an RX and also a ESC, an electronic speed controller. This is so, let's say if someone wants to buy it and they don't have kids or grandkids or whatever it may be, and they just want it for collection purposes, then they can, obviously they can't ride it because you're too big, too heavy. So, what better than to have a cool toy. So now I'm going to jump into the video and show you how I assembled this thing. Let's get into it. So the same as with the leg rebuild, I also did the same thing for the chassis. Unfortunately, I had lost the video of the build, so I still have the images, which is a good thing, as you can see here. So basically, I took the Mark I chassis and put it on plywood and traced around the design. So the two major differences between the Mark I and the Mark II chassis is that the Mark II, I have, as you can see there where the drive shafts go, I have cut out slots so that way I can insert the drive shafts as one piece. And of course they are made from stainless steel. It is very hard and also very difficult to find someone who can actually tap and die the stainless steel diameters that I require for my project. So it is best to just weld everything together as one piece and slide them from the bottom up and just seal it all in there afterwards. The other major change was making the engine bay and seat bay a lot higher. As you can see here, the difference in the two. Mark I is on the bottom, obviously Mark II is on top there. And side by side you can see the difference. This is because the drive chain for the shafts, front and back, were only a few millimeters underneath the seat, which is quite dangerous. So making it a lot deeper is a lot safer. I also needed to cut out the slots underneath for the spurs to fit through as well, that are welded on to the drive shafts, one at the back and 2 on the front end. And this is the only video I have of creating the chassis. So, well, part of it anyway. This is just the handlebar bracket, which is locked on between the chassis and the handlebars, obviously. And there you can see it is attached to the chassis using the 3D printed parts. Next up are the support rods for the legs. I've also repurposed the Mark I back end, as you can see there. Did a bit of sanding, and this is what it looks like when it's complete. And this is for both sides. And here it is again, the Mark I and the Mark II, the big difference between them. Here is the Mark II build at this stage. I've inserted the motor, the battery, most of the electronics, a PDB board or power distribution board, also the ignition, which serves as the mains on and off. On the handlebar it has a three-way switch. Up is forward, middle is neutral, down is reverse. If you turn the key off while this is either up or down, it will shut off the whole thing for safety. They also have a micro switch under the seat, so if the rider stands up, it'll also turn off or stop moving. You're probably wondering what this white button is here. This is the sound effect button. So when you press it, it will roar, growl and everything else. The sound card is underneath inside that bay there. Also need to add an amp and a speaker. So for those of you who don't know what it is that I'm actually making, here is a shot of the Dragon armor pieces on the Mark I, and the next one is the Android pieces on the Mark I. So the whole idea is that you can purchase the base chassis and then buy the animal armor separately. The other safety feature I need to add is the cutoff switch that is attached to the handlebar and is connected to the rider's wrist, so if they try and get off or they fall off, the Titan will stop moving. I also need to add and solder in LEDs that go in the head and the tail area, also underneath its body. Also the wiring and all the other tidbits. And of course the other two major parts are the two drive shafts. I need the parts outsourced, I need them cut and welded together. In regards to the sound effects or the sound card, you can see how I did this in another video. That's it for this video. If you've learned something today or you like what you've seen, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.